All right, this is part two. Shalom, shalom. This is part two in shameful spewing. Okay, on Esau, Edom. Okay, shameful spewing. So, as we were talking about in part one, let's start from the top. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory, right? Because everything that how our enemies got, how they got America, okay, how they deal with these other nations, okay, they just take for themselves, and they treat people like crap, even their own allies, correct? Okay, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand. So who is on the right hand of Yahweh Shai, okay, shall be turned unto thee, because now the curses are being turned unto our enemies. So you can understand, all right? So now everything that we went through, our enemies are going to have to go through it. Double, 1,000 years, okay, of hard, very hard slavery. And shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. This is why we see what, okay? We see, okay, things, they're being exposed, okay? Things are coming out on how they deal with other people, other nations, okay? There's things, nothing has happened to these other nations like it happened to us Israelites, okay? All right, the things that we had to endure was the worst atrocities, the worst things that ever happened to people, you know. But now our enemies are going to go through it, so you can understand, right? Okay, so let's go to bear with me. Go to Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Right, okay, income taxes, okay, these laws, all right, because the so-called white man does not follow the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay. They have people swear on the Bible in court, but they have their own laws, penal code, whatever section, you know, this, that, and the other. So they don't follow Leviticus. They don't follow the laws. Okay, you got people out here hooking up with the same kind. Okay, man with man, woman with woman, right? What are they? This society, America, is giving people. They're giving them rights. Okay. All right. Well, if people are swearing on the Bible says that they should be put to death. So what's going on here? Because remember, they're not going to follow righteousness. They don't follow Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They have their own. They have their own laws. See? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievous which they have prescribed. Okay. Here we go. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. See that? Because what did our enemies do? Okay, they took us. Okay, they sold us from West Africa, different parts of the earth. Okay, they brought us over here in slave ships. Okay, 1619 transatlantic slave trade. So you can understand. All right, we came over here in cargo slave ships. All right, we were hung. Remember, we were the first product on Wall Street. Okay, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. Okay, so now what is happening right now? Okay, they're still going. They're still oppressing our people. Unrighteous decrees. Now they have what? Celebrities and athletes to push their agendas, their satanic agendas, which does what? It destroys us as a people, our spirits. Also, it breaks up our families. Okay, all this this it separates us from our power. Okay, to all that trap music. Okay, Beyonce, I don't need a man and stuff like that. Okay, it's all agendas, because remember, while Beyonce is singing that, okay, remember, she has a man. She's married, so you can understand. Okay, she's married, so you can understand. So what is all that? And there's a lot of black women out here, so-called black women, okay, who are Israelite women, and they don't even identify, because when we're out there in the highways and byways saying that you're an Israelite, that you're a daughter of Zion, they say, no, I'm black. Okay, remember, but that's the 2/3. Okay, but all right, the so-called black woman, Latina woman, and so-called Native American women, okay, a lot of them hate the Israelite men, okay, because of what is being pushed on the society. Oh, you can you don't need nobody. Okay, when both woman and man, okay, when they're both out there in their jobs, okay, this society, all right, with their co-workers, the music, everything pushes just, just if you're not, just leave, just leave your family, go by yourself, because now they have everything now, right? Internet, TikTok, concerts, all these distractions that push that, hey man, you don't, go clubbing and stuff, right? Hey, you don't need to go home to your man, come hang out with the, girls' night out, stuff like that, right? You got something called bachelor party, bachelorette, okay? Yeah, that's straight madness, right? Where the women get a train ran on them before they get married, all kinds of shit, right? Look, it goes on and on and on. Okay, this place is totally defiling our people. All right, it's and that's Esau. Okay, you got a lot to pay for that. Micah 2:10. Arise and depart, for this is not our rest. See? So there's a lot going on here. All right, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people. Income taxes, okay? Taxes on top of taxes. They owe these leaders, people here in America, they have fees. When you have a Verizon phone bill, cable bill, sometimes you'll just see fees for no reason. Okay, if you don't check that bill, it'll say sometimes it'll just say fees, but they'll be making efforts to take $10 or $20, $15 from you. Okay, $25. See, that widows may be their prey, that they may rob the fatherless. Okay, and what will ye do in the day of visitation, and the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye flee for help? And where will ye leave your glory? Right, okay? So, there's no help for the so-called white man, okay? The Edomites. Remember, there are Israelite foreigners out there confusing the faces, because there's Israelites that look like the other nations, but they're Israelites. Okay, all right. There's going to be Israelites out there that look like so-called Asians out there. All right, that are going to be beamed up. All right, there's going to be Israelites out there. There are Israelites out there that look like straight up so-called white men and so-called white women, but they're Israelites. Remember, it's a spirit. Okay. All right. So now let's go to. Bear with me. follow me now to Obadiah. Okay, so right here, this is, we're going to go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 on down. Let no man deceive you by any means. So take heed from these false prophets, these false doctrines, okay? These false teachings. To the hopeful elect out there, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. So what does this mean? All right, hey, this is we had remember, we had to go into slavery. This the reason why we're in this predicament is because, number one, it is written, okay? This is all the plans of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, okay? Also, we stop obeying the law, statutes, and commandments. So you can understand, right? Hey, so the reason why we're over here, okay, is because everything's written, except there come a falling away first. So we had to fall. It's written, okay? There had to be a falling away first. So remember that it's not up to the heathens, the Edomites, because they're stronger than us, they're better than us. Hell no, okay? It's all written down. Here we go. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So who is the man of sin? The Edomites. So let's hold that. Let's go to Malachi. Okay, Malachi. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Right, because what is this saying? Alright. Now in movies, okay, the Edomites and heathens, they have the phoenix. You may see it in Harry Potter. You may see it in these other movies. You always see the phoenix. So what are they pushing? Okay, because they believe after the nuclear holocaust that they're gonna rebuild all their cities. Okay, they are gonna rebuild, but they're gonna rebuild our kingdom. Okay, Yahushai's kingdom, King David and the Israelites. Remember that they are gonna rebuild. But they're going to rebuild the kingdom of Yahushai, King David. It's going to be, we're going to rule next. But that, this is talking about the phoenix. See that? So this is why they have that phoenix. The left-hand side, okay? The elites, they always had the phoenix, okay? All right, because that is their plan. You know, they're planning to depopulate the earth, okay, to the population. The elites plan to get rid of humans, okay, to reduce the number from, right now you got roughly around 8 billion people, to reduce that number to 500 million, okay. They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, because the Edomites are the wicked. Listen up. The people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So, forever. There's no, the British said, oh, we're past that. Okay? We're past that. Okay, they believe, okay, these Edomites, that what? That they don't have to pay for what they did in slavery. Okay, the Lord hates them. Okay, the Lord hates Esau. Okay, the Lord is not going to forgive them. Bear with me. Romans chapter 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau, the Edomites, have I hated. Okay? Alright, so let's get one more precept. So, the Edomites are the so-called white man, who are the wicked. This is what we're going into. Genesis 36 and verse 8. Okay. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir, because the Edomites are originally from Mount Seir, Mount Petra, which is south of Jerusalem. Okay. This is originally where they're from. Esau is Edom. There it is. Okay, because the Edomites, okay, their forefather is Esau, and we just read that they are the wicked. Okay, the Lord is going to have indignation. That means righteous anger towards them forever. Okay, also the Lord, we read in Romans 9 that what the Lord loves Jacob, meaning us. Okay, Jacob is our forefather, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, the 12 tribes, James 1 and 1, okay, that precept, all right, shows us that there's 12 tribes in Israel. So why is there 12? Because we go back to the 12 sons of Jacob, okay? So the Lord loves the Israelites, okay? But right now, he's going to only save the elect, okay? Then the 2/3 are going to be, the 2/3 are going to be cut off and die. Okay, on this side, they're going to feel the fire. They're going to go through their judgments, but they're going to be brought back into the kingdom as a brand new babe. Okay, as a brand new. They're going to get they're going to start over. Okay, but they're going to be allowed to come into the kingdom. You see? All right. So right there. The Lord was telling us in Romans that what? Esau, okay, have I hated, because the Lord hates Esau. All right? Esau is Edom. So let's get one more precept. Okay, just we're just going to hit all these major precepts before we continue in 2 Thessalonians. Okay, to show you that who Esau is. Okay, how the Lord feels about Esau. Also, that the Lord doesn't change his mind. A cut to all you wacky-tacky Christians out there. Okay? Malachi chapter 3 verse 6. For I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I change not. So, right there, the Lord is not going to forgive. Okay? The Lord's not going to forgive our enemies. Okay? The heathens. Okay? The heathens, they are going to get back their lands. after they do 1,000 years of slavery, okay? The Edomites, there is no repentance for the Edomites, okay? So let me make this real clear, okay? The heathens, they are going into 1,000 years slavery. So what's the difference between the heathens and the Edomites? Because they're both our enemies, right? The heathens, okay, are going to get back their land after 1,000 years of slavery, okay? And we're going to teach them the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, okay? This is it's going to be our kingdom, okay? The kingdom of the Israelites. Yahushai, King David, okay? We're going to rule next, okay? So 1,000 years after slavery, the heathens are going to get their land back, okay? The Edomites, 1,000 years, they're going to do 1,000 years of slavery. Then after 1,000 years, they're not going to be, they're not going to exist at all. They're going to be in a pit, okay? The Lord's going to throw them in the pit and exterminate them. You know, light them on fire. They're going to be exterminated forever, okay? So that is the difference, because they are both our enemies. Make no mistake. But the difference there, okay, because we're going all the way, we're going all the way to the bolts and nuts things, okay? We're going all the way, you know? We're going to break this all the way down. The heathens are going to do 1,000 years of slavery as well, just like the Edomites. The difference is, after 1,000 years of slavery, okay, because remember, the heathens are not innocent. They're going to be given back their lands. They'll be able to set up their own kings, okay, things like that. But they're going to be subjected unto us, okay, the Israelites. We're going to rule over them in righteousness. The Edomites, okay, they are going to serve 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, and then they're going to be exterminated, okay? They're going to be exterminated. The Lord is going to throw them in a pit, okay, and exterminate them. They're not going to exist. No seed, okay, nobody from the line of the Edomites are going to exist. No nephew, no son, no daughter, okay? All right, so let's go to Malachi 4 chapter, right here, okay? Malachi chapter 4 verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. So the day's coming, right? So the day is coming that what? It's going to burn like an oven. But how? Is it because, oh, it's summertime? Oh man, it's hot, you know? What's going on? No. Why is it going to burn like an oven? Because the ICBMs are going to be shot off. Okay? Alright? The ICBMs are going to be shot off. It's going to be very hot. Remember, we're entering the second death. We're entering the second Exodus, where the Lord's going to save the elect of the nation of Israel. Also, we're entering the second coming of our Lord Yahushai. Okay? And we're also entering the second death, which is the ICBMs. Okay? The ICBMs is the intercontinental ballistic missile. Okay? Yeah. All right. And all the proud. Who's the proud? Esau. And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Okay? The day cometh that shall burn them up, because when the Lord arrives, the Lord's coming with what? Lasers. Okay, remember Isaiah 66 verse 15, 16. The Lord cometh as a whirlwind. Okay? The Lord is coming to the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? All right, the Lord is going to plead with all flesh. Okay, the wicked he's going to shoot laser beams on our enemies, so you can understand. And all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. The day cometh, and the day that cometh shall burn them up. And this is the time that we're approaching very soon. Okay, we're waiting for the RFID microchip to be made mandatory. Okay, so our enemies are about to be burnt up. All right, the Edomites, the heathens, and the 2/3 of our people. Okay, said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh. Okay, Lord of hosts means Lord of armies. Exodus 15:3. The Lord is a man of war. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is his name. That it shall leave them neither root nor branch, because there's not going to be anything remaining here in America. Also, nor root nor branch, okay? Because the Edomites, after 1,000 years of slavery, there's not going to be anyone remaining from their lineage, okay? From their bloodline. Everyone will be cut off, okay? Everyone of the house of the Edomites, okay? The Edomites will be cut off, okay? That it shall leave them neither root nor branch, because also the Edomites are going to be cut off, okay, from existence. And Lord's willing, we're going to get that in part 3. Okay, we're going to continue in 2 Thessalonians, and we're going to go into Obadiah. All right, so we can, we're going to break this all the way down. Okay, so that's it on part 2 on shameful spewing on our enemies. All right, the main focus here is Esau, because remember, right now the 2/3 of our people, they are our enemies as well. Okay, the heathens are our enemies as well. But right here, these lessons, okay, it is for today's lesson, okay, part 1, part 2, and part 3, and shameful spewing. Right now, the focus is towards the Edomites. All right, to show you their shameful spewing, okay, how they deal with people, okay, their laws, income tax, that's illegal. Okay, we don't have income. Okay, we make wages, an hourly rate, so that's illegal, because we're getting tax on top of tax, and then we gotta do taxes again. Okay, so this is the main focus here. So with that's it on today's lesson on part 2 on shameful spewing. Until next time, on your feet, soldier. Shalom.